A Judea drag legend once said, "We will never be seen as nuclear, except maybe waste." When she wakes up and finds shiny iridescent specks of glitter glued to her tits at a table full of homeless faggots and trannies, playing mom and pop to stay alive and put food on the table like America's favorite HIV-positive dysfunctional queer familia, wasting away like dope sickness, like AIDS, like the treasury as it gets plundered by wealthy worms, gorging on wet prolapsed assholes, glistening like dawn on Rome, as if we aren't constantly trying to ignore the past due light bills, constant queer disconnections of dick pics and meth lust, but mother will move heaven and earth to get Grindr back on, because what that mouth do buys her meds, and what that ass do gets Trey to smoke her out on White Widow Kush blunts, and what them lips do can keep her alive until tomorrow, where she wakes up to a text from God. Maybe this world will self-implode before I find a way to kill it first. LOL. Mother replies, "Why do so many people only feel freedom while strangling me?" God ghosts while she walks to the corner bar, decides to pull up Judy Garland, Old Man River, The Judy Garland Show, 1963, on YouTube, can taste the soak of Vespers on her tongue through her headphones, decides the song would be better if Judy is singing Old Trans River, as she watches Judy shuffling her fingers through her hair, the glint of diamonds on her ears shining across the CBS soundstage. That old trans river, that old trans river, she must know something, but don't say nothing. She just keeps rolling, she keeps on rolling along. Feels a man to her back, running like a pig in heat. Turns and sees a face full of whiskers and tongue and tar cigarette stains, mimicking cunnilingus to the air, his cock semi-rigid in light blue denim overalls. Nut fingers massaging hidden balls, sneaks a smile and hollers at her. "Bet your piss tastes like champagne, baby," she snorts. "Funny cause it smelled like shitty Coke and burnt coffee this morning, daddy." Gay daughters in Judea, cussing at the well, mumbling, why mama always keep the good cocks to herself? Why she hit us? Why she rub her puss with oil-slick palms on right tits, moaning in the morning to herself, talking about the price of meth. Good meth is always a good deal, like true American ingenuity, the honor of capitalism, small business entrepreneurship, pills that cost the same price of lemons in a South City used car lot. $5,000 over 6 months to say pause friendly in a profile. $20,000 to not die from complications of AIDS. $15 night shows to dance with tits out in nude bras and black thongs with horny punks and post-hipster Trump voters who shave their heads in alt-right chic, a white Reddit punk in a red Frank Zappa t-shirt attempts small talk in line to take a piss, and she asks if he knows where to buy good Coke. He laughs, pretends he can't hear her, so she brushes her thigh against his crotch as she slides past him into the single-stall bathroom. The floor is wet with beer. Shit stains ring the inside of a yellow toilet, where she untucks a warm brown penis above to feel the release of 3 stacked beers. Washes her hands, returns her dick to ripped gray coochie cutters. Solid music shakes the strawberry glaze on her lips. She flushes the toilet and he is right there when she opens the door. His smile, a slack jaw, and her fat Latina cock untucked and a bit hard from the marijuana. He finds her in the crowd, vodka dripping down her throat, tells her, "Gotta say, you had me fooled. Thought you was one of them trannies. Is that a breastplate? Have you ever thought about auditioning for RuPaul's Drag Race? I really need a drag mother." The punks continue screaming gunshot echoes off drum heads. Her mouth feels the veins on the inside of a wet hole. Thick brown hair shades the melon flesh, and he begs for her to tongue fuck him deeper. Sometimes she catches the scent of meth in a man's sheets and gets hard, remembering how cunt it made her feel. She tries not to come by thinking of Judy, singing black and white taters and cotton and white guilt. But goddammit, she loves her. because AIDS and Reagan murdered all our ancestors. And so she had to raise herself in a hostile world where faggots died strung up on barbed wire fences, and America made sociopaths like Jerry Falwell millionaires. No Oprah after-school specials on queer orphans looking for their long-lost elders, begging to be taught about Marcia or Sylvia, crying in the arms of Boricua drag queens, their new blunt-smoking aunties cradling them to silicone pump tits, rockin' and hummin' Sylvester. I feel real, I feel real, I feel real, I feel real. Tears melting the bronze and the blush from their cheeks, cut to commercial for the week sitcoms, featuring assimilated homosexual tropes, fag hags and Prada, and Sean Hayes singing The Man That Got Away. Reminds her of the gay child she doesn't speak to anymore. Pause scrolling past her photos, the way a memory stutters in the brain when someone asks how Naomi is doing. Don't know, the cunt is dead to me. But behind the curtain, munchkins masturbate and fuck in emerald orgies. Green bottles of Oz poppers litter the golden brick floor. They slur to her that she still misses that little bitch. So yeah, she never returned your ruby red pumps, did too many rails of your rainbow molly, disappeared for 2 weeks into a meth binge while you sat up all night calling her tricks, jail cells, hospitals. But she was still your daughter, still the child you nursed on cheap bottles of vodka, still the only one who could appreciate the ironic genius of a transphobic conspiracy video titled Judy and Liza, Satanic Drag Queens. While blazed on ganja clouds bubbling in the belly of an ice bong, skipping classes and eating chocolate chip cookies in a shitty college dorm. Mother and daughter death-dropping and death-walking on the dance floor to cunt Vogue, twerking back on hard cocks in a mass of flesh and hips, cackling to each other on the phone as one mocks her best beloved Thandie Newton impression. Touch me on the inside and call my name. Late nights blazed off blunts, snapping fingers and catching the spirit to Patti LaBelle's Somewhere Over the Rainbow. In that last scene of Paris is Burning, full of Pentecostal sissy ghosts, wrapped in sequin patchwork quilts, screaming out, "If a teeny weeny bird can fly, then why, oh why, can't I?" She knows they're both Judys in exile, fleeing backwater churches where bigot preachers molested them while bleeding holy venom from timber rattlers wrapped around their forearms, snorting fish scale grams and sucking off Judea coke dealers behind alley dumpsters, twirling in lace front wigs beneath disco lights, and holding one another for this world, waiting for this world to be reborn into a new faggot homeland. Waiting alone in the lobby for the Uber to arrive and drive the smell of semen and stale cigarettes back to the south side. Waiting on a text that says, "Where you been, sis?" Prodigal daughters only come home for vengeance. Stay safe, I miss you. But we all get weary and sick of trying. And this world ain't gonna stop hurting us, so you might well let that pussy shine. Pop your moans in the morning, pray for a new Judea dream where transsexuals conquer the earth, and forgiveness blooms in the air, all milk and honey. And we kiss the scars scratched on our bones, burn the grief on the altar with sage and lamb's wool, bury our rage in the heart of the desert, sing to the sun breaking across the valley as we walk toward the baths. I'm tired of living, but scared of dying. An old trans river, she just keeps rolling, rolling along. Thank you.